Todd Lebo here with a Mavericks Minute for you with our hometown hockey team, the Kansas City Mavericks. We're joined now by Jackson Berezowski from Canada as well, right? So you are from a small town in Canada. When you grow up in a small town in Canada, is it still just hockey, hockey, hockey?
Yeah, I think it's the old cliche, when you learn to walk, you learn to skate. So it's been fun. I was pretty fortunate. My parents got me in it pretty early, and every one of my buddies, every one of family members, I feel like everybody learns to skate at some point, so it's fun.
So when you grow up there in the Great White North, I see a lot of just backyard hockey rink things, right? You don't have to be like at a professional ice skating rink. How do they make the backyard ice?
It's awesome. Yeah, my dad did it for me as a kid too. We had one in our yard. I want to say probably since I learned to skate till I was about maybe even 12, 13 years old until we got out. But it's quite easy. You lay a tarp down with some boards, and everyone's got a different advance on it. But yeah, you get the garden hose and you flood it. And each year you seem to add something new to make it a little better each year. But I think everywhere we go, like lakes are frozen, people are pushing snow off for rinks and stuff. And we got all basketball courts, tennis courts turned into hockey rinks in the winter.
So in your backyard, how big was your backyard? I mean, could you skate quite a ways?
At that age, being small, you could skate, but I wouldn't fit more than 3 or 4 people on there. Even though we wanted to, we'd like to get games going. But yeah, it was only probably about 20 by 20 feet, maybe. Like, it was quite small. But
so do you get like a legit goal though, so you can practice shooting?
Yeah, everything. We got a full net up. Dad had the netting up in case I missed the net, which I kind of like to do a lot. And neighbors wouldn't like it finding pucks in their backyard, but.
You didn't break any windows, did you? You always shoot away, though.
A couple of them, yeah.
Oh, boy, you broke the windows? Yeah. Who has to pay for that?
Dad did all the time, unfortunately. He still bugs me about it to this day, but.
Yeah. So when you're growing up that way and you're skating outside, so what time of year can you put the ice up, and how long would it stay?
Yeah, it's usually around, I would say, once freezing kind of happens, a week or two after it freezes, which is, for me, back home was about kind of middle of November, end of November, you'd see rinks starting to get up, and they would be there till March maybe, like kind of once you're going till it kind of slush turns in, and then that's kind of when you call it quits. But
so how do you care for that ice if you don't have a legit Zamboni?
For the backyards, it was kind of hot towel and kind of a pail of hot water, and then for the rinks itself, like all the outdoor rinks, the city takes care of it pretty well. Like I know for us in Yorkton, like every once in a while they would bring a tractor and stuff, and whatever device they had gimmied up, they would run it on all the outdoor rinks, and a couple times they would bring the local Zamboni from the rink too and do it. But yeah, it's kind of, the city took good care of it.
They don't drive the Zamboni down the street, do they? They got to put it on a trailer, right? Yeah, I don't think the Zamboni should be on the street. Just one smooth ice. That's how it goes. So tell me about your journey to Kansas City. You've been playing hockey for a long time. You're only 22 years old, but what's your journey been like to get here?
Yeah, it's been good. I was fortunate to play in Yorkton, where I'm from, till midget, we call it. I don't know what, it's got all these new names for them now, but and then after that, I played my last year midget AAA there in my hometown, got to live with my parents and stuff, and then I took off to Everett, Washington, and part of the Western Hockey League. So I got lucky enough to play there for 5 years, and was just in Everett, just outside Seattle, and living in the States for a little bit as a kid, which was cool. And then signed with a professional team last year in Toronto, and then was in Newfoundland and Toronto, split the year last year. So then that was last year, my first taste of pro hockey, and then now we're here in Kansas City. So I was looking at some of the names of the teams you played for. It's the Kansas City Mavericks, right? We know the Maverick. They got the horse, right? What is a growler? Was that a bear? It was like a dog for them. Yeah, it was like their dog. I don't know. I think it was more
like a growler is also a big thing of beer that you could take to go at taps, right?
I know. Yeah.
Okay, you know about that? Well, you're 22. You can have a beer.
But yeah, it's like it's a big, like, fluffy dog.
And what was a Marley?
It's like I don't even know. All I remember is there was like a crown. I don't know if that has something to do with a Marley or what, but yeah.
You didn't ask questions. And a silver tip?
It's a bear.
That's a bear?
Yeah.
Okay, like a big bear with a silver tip what?
That I don't know. All I know is it's called a silver tip bear, so that's all I got educated with.
So tell me a little bit about your time here and what you like so far about being a Maverick.
It's been fun. I know guys talk about it lots. Fans are great. The engagement, it's such a sports culture town, or a city, I should say, which is it's unique. You don't even have to be a hockey fan to come enjoy a game, which I think is pretty cool about our sport. But just coming from such a small town, the restaurants here are all good. The people are good when we go out to meet people. Stores and shopping's all good. I know my girlfriend and I like doing like hikes and stuff, and the outdoor life seems to be pretty cool. So there hasn't been a lot of downfalls about living here so far. And
wait till
so
it's 100
fresh.
degrees in the summer. Those hikes
That's what I hear.
They get rough.
Yeah.
You better have a lot of water on you. So if you're 22 and listen, the Chiefs are a big deal, obviously. Your owner, Lamar Hunt Jr., owns part of the Chiefs as well, right? So that's how he grew up with the Chiefs. He loves hockey. Do you pay attention to the Super Bowl? Do you know what a big deal Patrick Mahomes was 5 years ago when they first won a Super Bowl, or how does that work for a kid from the middle of Canada?
Yeah, I wasn't a crazy football guy. I mean, we got into the CFL just from the Saskatchewan Roughriders being close to us, but I didn't get into the NFL until I moved down kind of in the States with playing junior hockey and just north of Seattle. So I kind of watched the Seahawks game, and I would say it hooked me probably right away. And I didn't have a team necessarily. Obviously, the Chiefs were winning, so when we got here, I was on a bucket list to go for sure to see a game, it's fun. But
you've been to one so far?
2 of them so far, yeah, and it's electric. It's
down to the wire every
like
time.
Yeah.
Nothing's been easy about the Chiefs winning games.
But they still find a way, which is cool. But I think, like Ames said, I think growing up, there's not a lot of football fans like it is here. It's more, I would say, 90% hockey. You're watching hockey all the time. But ever since I got acclimated to the States living, it's kind of been fun.
So who was your NHL team growing up?
Oilers, Edmonton. Yeah.
Because it's close, sort of?
Pretty much, yeah. Closest team. Kind of, I don't know, got hooked as a kid watching them. So
you like them. So if you like the CFL, who do the Rough Riders hate? Who's their rivalry?
Calgary, I would say. Probably, yeah. Not a lot of teams in that league, but, yeah, probably them in Calgary.
I'm waiting for a Canadian team to win the Stanley Cup again. What would the whole country – listen, folks up there hate each other on different teams, but would the entire country – go nuts if a Canadian team actually lifted the cup?
I think so. I think, yeah, we were close last year with Edmonton, which would have been cool, but I want to say the whole country would rally around a team. We were talking about it with the guys the other day. Even if, the Blue Jays win or, the Raptors win, something, it's just such a sports culture in Canada that they're just waiting patiently for something to come.
Now, this franchise you're with now, the Mavericks, made it all the way to the finals last year. Does this look like a team this year? I know you guys are off to a good start that can get back there again?
Yeah, I think so. We got the belief in the room for sure. And I know it's early. It's still December, and we got quite the season, but we're trending in the right direction, and there's a lot of key pieces that I think we're building towards the right thing.
Well, I appreciate you coming by today. It's Jackson Berezowski. He's been a Silvertip Bear. He's a Kansas City Maverick now. He's been whatever a Marley is. He's been it all. But that's the life of a hockey player. This is the Mavericks Minute. Thanks for watching.